Hi, I'm Sharrell.
I'm Andy.
We're retirees living in the mountains of Mexico, and this is our 6 months on carnivore update. The unvarnished reality of doing this in your mid-60s after 18 months deep in the carb ditch.
No highlights, no spin.
And later in this video, I'm going to walk through my blood work and body composition numbers because at 66, those numbers matter more than the scale ever did. In last month's video, I said my motto was going to be consistent simplicity, and that has been my singular focus. I've kept to my repetitive meals of burger patties, and I know that I'm healing internally and the histamines are getting better. And I'm proud to say I've eliminated artificial sweeteners and caffeine altogether with the hope that the food noise goes away. And although it's better, and most days I can stay carb sober, a lot of days I dream of binging. And if you want help identifying the specific warning patterns that your body is showing you, I've put together a free guide called the Body Warning System that your doctor never taught you. And in it, there are 3 simple checklists that decode the most common patterns and why they are so often dismissed. So just drop checklists in the comments and I will send you the link. 2 months into BHRT, I don't see any improvement, but I'm still optimistic. The wins this month are my fingers, no more cracking and bleeding, and I can wash my hair without rubber gloves. And you just can't even imagine what a big deal that is. And this was exciting news for me this week. After 6 months back on carnivore, following that 18-month stretch in the carb ditch where we binged on fast food and desserts and put on 50 pounds, I'm relieved by what my blood work shows. My glucose is 90, triglycerides are 86, liver enzymes are clean, inflammation markers low. And I'm sharing these numbers not to brag, but to be clear about what's at stake. At 66, this isn't just another reset. Deep metabolic crashes get harder to climb out of with age, and this may be my last full recovery opportunity. And that's why I'm treating what comes next as protecting my future at all costs. I'm proud to say I lost 6 pounds this month, and when you're down toward the end, that's a big victory because that put me in maintenance for the first time in my life. In fact, this is the last time I'm reporting on weight loss because the number isn't telling the real story. What matters now going forward is going to be body composition. And what that means for me is keeping the scale steady while focusing on muscle mass and body fat. My body fat is still 5 to 6% higher than I would like. And that's because it's mostly lipedema. The disease is visibly worse than it was 3 years ago. Pants that fit 4 pounds heavier won't pull up my thighs. And my Italian compression garments, they won't get past my knees. I've been in deep denial about this progressive disease, and I have finally woken up about it. At night, I look at my puffy calves and swollen left ankle and think, you have got to do the rebounder. You've got to wear compression, lift weights, walk. And I have to confess, I get completely overwhelmed because I'm the woman who used to resolve a police mediation on a Monday, conduct an unfair labor practice hearing Tuesday, run a firefighter arbitration Wednesday, speak at a conference Thursday, and write a precedent-setting decision on Friday and call that a normal work week. So I forced myself to remember I'm 20 years older. I spent 18 months marinating my brain in sugar. And even though I am 6 months carnivore, 3 months on the lion diet, my brain is not fully healed. When I pile on that list of shoulds, all I want to do is binge. So I'm going to stick to one thing, that consistent simplicity. There's a good chance my brain will heal enough that I can add more without getting overwhelmed. And that is the question I'm going to start answering and exploring on this channel. Can I heal my brain enough to be active, manage fatigue, stop fighting the binging, and live the dream retirement? And you know what? Only time will tell. So that's month 6. And month 7, it's going to be a win if I can repeat, yes, consistent simplicity, and stay out of the carb ditch and not binge. If I can do that, it'll be a huge win because I'm in new territory for the first time in my life with this maintenance, and I am not deluding myself that it's going to be any easier. It's just going to be different with different obstacles in the maintenance maze. And I also have to break the looping addiction that I have so I don't bounce. And if you want to know what to check out about looping, because if you've never heard about it, it's going to blow your mind, check out this video.
This month had its ups and downs, but overall I had more positives than negatives. I'm on month 2 of my testosterone cream, and I'm not sure I'm seeing anything yet, but that's okay. It's a long-term plan there. I'm also using a microdose of the GLP-1 that's below the recommended starting dose. It's greatly reduced the food noise. I've maintained morning and evening check-ins with my accountability coach, who has helped me start seeing some of my addictive thoughts and patterns, like no one will know, or I already cheated, so why not again? I better understand how powerful my volume addiction is, especially the anxiety in the mornings around hunger. When I wake up, I'm trying to learn to work through the anxiety before I eat. For me, one of the biggest challenges is that I do the shopping, so I'm entering high-risk environments like the grocery store several times a week. To prepare for this, I take a written list with as close to the right amount of money as possible. I cannot deviate from the list without calling Sharrell. But even with the preparation, I'm still challenged. Another big challenge is when I take the dog out alone for a walk after dark. This month I had one episode where I bought a cupcake, and when Sharrell asked me whether I'd bought anything on the walk, I lied, which I'm learning is a panic response. I did tell her the truth when she asked again the next morning, which is a step in the right direction. My addiction coach has helped me come up with a plan. And for the time being, I will not go out with money. And if I go out planning to cheat, I'll tell Sharrell, because I have to work on separating the lying from the cheating. But unlike previous months, I've not engaged in any binging behavior, multi-day cheating, or repeated concealment. The pattern demonstrates my forward movement, improved accountability, and increasing containment of addictive behavior. And as a result, I've lost 6 pounds this month, have less than 10 pounds to lose before I focus on my overall body composition. My plan for month 7 is to continue the GLP-1 because it's helping. I am praying I can dial it in to the sweet spot where food noise cools even more without any side effects. I'm also continuing working with my accountability coach and using the testosterone cream. It's all expensive, beyond our budget, but we're looking at it as avoiding much higher future health costs. My number one job is to continue the repetitive meals of hamburger patties to heal my brain, my body, and my cravings. That's the real key to controlling food addiction. Keeping the system tight, keep accountability open and external. Just keep moving forward. I am looking you in the eye and telling you it's not easy, but it's so worth it. My big why is what I keep front and center. We planned too long for this dream retirement, and I really want to live it. You've worked hard, saved like a champ, and mapped out your dream retirement. Now it's time to master the food on your plate before it destroys everything you've planned for, and then some.
Andy and I, we are not success stories yet. We are success stories in progress. And we want to build a community with you so we can all succeed together, because I know it's possible. One day at a time, one meal at a time. And on this channel, we focus on only one thing: helping people past 60 get through the phases that make almost everyone quit: withdrawal, stalls, craving. We don't pretend it's easy, and we don't pretend it's fast.
And because you're still here, I'm going to ask you to help out our channel by doing 2 things. Give this video a thumbs up so YouTube knows you've received value and puts it in front of others struggling like you are. And then share it with a friend who needs to join our tribe. If you're still stuck, watch this video next.